Alright, so let's start making some improvements here. So first of all, if this keeps throwing me off, I'm used to this being called group has value, and I'm going to rename this group value because I keep making that mistake because that's how I originally wrote it. Okay, so I'm going to also do this. So if the group does not have a value, then let's just loop around. And that's going to make our life a little bit easier here. So the other thing I can do is say if RCI equals peak at this group ID, right? And now that'll give me back the capture info for this particular group ID, and I will use it repeatedly down here. Instead of doing this, I can say ci.beg, and that is that. So capture group, capture value of CI, might as well do that. Okay, so then I want to add some extended capture info if it's there. So if it's the case that capture stack of group ID dot length, or sorry, dot count is greater than 1, then I'm going to do the following. So I'm going to say var ci array equals capture stack of group ID dot to array, which of course I need to reverse because it came out of a stack. Ci array. And then I'm going to say for each var, I already use CI. Oh, I don't know. Inner capture in CI array. Then let's do the following, right? So we will say string.append, append line, and this is going to be, gosh, I want the same exact format here. Capture value of CI. Oh, I don't have a capture value for CI, no, for capture info. Group value, oh, that's why. Capture value. There we go. Append line, it's going to be this exact same thing. And I shouldn't need those. And this is going to be group that. And I will say previous other. I don't know exactly what to say here. So let's run this and see what it looks like. So if we go up here, you can see group 1. If I were to just ask, okay, what's the value of group 1 right now? It's going to be this guy, right? If I were to ask for, well, see, this is dumb because I'm repeating that one. And repeating, oh, gosh, see? That's what happens when I copy paste. Inner capture, there, there, there. And I would like to skip the first one. Dot skip 1. I think that ought to work. Alright, I think we're good now. Okay, so this is a little misleading because this guy right here is the current value. That's group 1. Okay, everybody's good with that. Previous values of group 1 in order are first time we iterated through this token, we picked up an A. Second time, from 2 to 3, we picked up an A. And the third time, we also picked up an A. And I'm missing 0 to 1 because I once again screwed this up. My bad. Alright. To array, blah, blah, blah. Array.reverse. Alright, just winging this here. So let's change this guy from to array to just a flat out skip. I'm going to skip 1 and I get back an enumerable. And then I can say dot to array flat out, and the array gets reversed. Or I could just say dot reverse, because who cares? Then I don't need this. And I think we're good. And I need to get rid of the skip. Alright, sorry. This is real time changing my mind. Okay, so here we go. This is what I wanted, right? So the group 1 value is that currently. The previous ones that we got in order were, well, the first one was from 0 to 1, that's that guy, and from 1 to 2, which is that guy, and then the current value, which is the third one. So similarly, now that we can see when it backtracks here, the current value is for the last guy on the stack, right? It has run the second item, right, in the alternation, which is that, and that's 1 optionally, so our stack looks right. Capture group 1 has a value of AA, right? Its length is 2, and that's that. And the first ones are just as we expect. So we can backtrack, and this one releases the guy from the greed. We can backtrack again, and the middle group can capture 2, and then the final one can capture 1, and etc., etc., etc. So even though this seems like an awful lot of borderline redundant detail, I think it's kind of handy to have that information there. And I don't know, it's there, and I kind of like it. I'm not sure I'm a fan of this previous thing I got here. Kind of wish that was you know, something else. I don't know. What does it normally look like? That's the group, and it normally says that, and I kind of wish this just said other. Previous, I guess, is fine, although now I kind of want to not reverse it. I'll see what that looks like. Guess maybe this makes a little more sense, right? Last one, next to last, and this is just reversed down the stack. Okay, I mean, whatever. It's up to you. You guys understand what's happening here. But you can use this, and I kind of like using this so that we can, it's easier for me to see that the backtracking is working the way I expect. So, the final thing I want to do with this is actually add some defaulting behavior. So, first of all, if I come in here and I try and push something on, and I try to push on group ID 0, that's an issue. Oh shoot, how can I do that? I was going to say it should be an issue because group 0 should actually be the regular expression itself, and that shouldn't be, shouldn't even be a thing. But capture group, yeah, I guess that's an incorrect statement. Alright, so that's fine. We just won't do it. We'll be good. This is really just a demo. Okay, so let's quickly do one extra little thing here. So what I'd like to point out is that I want to think of the regex as just a very special case of a group, right? It's a regular capture group. So let me add a, I guess I'll add it in here. And this is a regex. Alright, so class regex as a subclass of group, and generate constructor, match item, and I don't need one of those, and that will simply always be 0. Nothing else new is going to happen here. So this is literally the only thing that's going to be to deal with the regex, and I'm going to do that so that over here in exec tests What I'd like to be testing is a token, but I would frankly, now that we have capture groups, I'm going to do one quick thing. I'm going to say var regex equals new regex for the token, right? And the rest of this is going to be based on this regex here. So I am, of course, assuming that we're not going to go rogue and try and assign a capture group 0 to it, but this is all internal to our library, so why don't we just not be stupid? That sounds reasonable. Let me see if that works. Okay, so group 0, and now this is sort of nice, right? Group 0 is going to be the guy that wraps everything. So you can think of group 0 as being these secret, well, I don't actually want, that's a comment, man. Forget it, forget it. Group 0 being a capture group of whatever the token is, right, where that's really just the expression that comes in, is simply a capture group that wraps everything. So for now, that's all it's going to be, and you can see this shows you the result of the regular expression, right? So if the thing matched, then there you go. Similarly, you can see here it shows you everything, and they all disappear the way you expect them to. So that is, for now, going to be good enough for our regex quote class. We may add some things to it, or we may just use this to be kind of an internal thing, and we'll probably put a facade up when we're using the library. Okay, so from this point going forward, we can use this kind of setup here, and well, I mean, there's plenty of other things to add. So I think it's nice because we can have this, the whole thing wrapped as a regular expression. And I guess one other thing I should do is jump back to context, and I'm going to add a special case here. So this, instead of saying group, I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to say if group ID equals 0, then that's my special case, and I'm going to say regex. Otherwise, I'm going to say group. Okay. And what is your problem? Do you need to be wrapped here? Oh yeah, because it thinks that's a format specifier. All right, thank you, C# in a nutshell. All right, there we go. So this will help delineate, right? The regular expression itself has matched that, and these are all the capture groups, right? Including previous values. At some point, this will be a little annoying having this stuff in here, so we'll add a switch that lets us turn that off. But for now, I think that's okay. So I'll end this video here, and next time we will, I think, get into some new tokens. All right, bye.